Hi, this is Dave Mast for OhioSportsTicket.com. Welcome to Ticket TV, brought to you by Hummel Group Insurance and Wealth Management. We are joined here in studio today with a former Hiland Hawk soccer great, Brandon Kozak. Brandon, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Well, Brandon, Denison University came a-calling and got themselves a soccer player in you, and you're now heading into your third year. I guess talk a little bit about your experience and what it's been like the first 2 years.
It's unreal. As I've said before, it's probably the quickest experience I've had in my life. The 4 years of Hiland went by quick, but very memorable. These first 2 years, they've definitely mentally challenged me and physically challenged me, but it's gotten to a point now where I'm excited for every summer and every off-season and going into preseason. It's definitely taught me how to play faster, and it's taught me to move away from the old, turn around, kick the ball up the field, and get into the box. And so it's taught me more so to play a possession-style game, and I really enjoy that because then I don't have to run as much, and I can enjoy the process of moving forward and putting numbers up on the board.
You've always been fantastic with your feet, with the ball at your feet. Have you found that defenders have been way tougher in guarding you in dribbling and things like that?
Oh, for sure. There's always those, that back four in high school. There's always that one weak link that everybody tries to go against. But, in college, those are the best of the best defenders where the school can get from. And, for me, it was always going up against, like a Cy or a Cole Reynolds, people that I always had a tough time beating, or, even the Brennans. Nobody was that big, but people are just that physical, and people are just that smart with their bodies. Nothing in college is brute strength. It's all just being tactically aware and technically aware what the player's going to go. It's all about, they play it like a mind game more so than a physical game. And it's totally different, but it's a great way to learn.
Yeah, was that a pretty rude awakening for you as a freshman?
Yeah, because, in the past I was able to just, give and go around people, Bod's style, give and go around defenders and kind of get crosses into the box. I remember the first time I tried to do that, I got put on my butt, and it was a rude awakening. I'm like, I guess it just changes the whole level up there. People tactically know what they're going to do before you even get the ball. That's what makes it different.
Yeah. How would you evaluate your first 2 seasons?
First one was a complete and utter, just surprising moment. I didn't expect to come off the bench at all during that season just because, coming from Hiland, no one knew where Hiland was. It's a small school. All these kids came from prep school. Some of them had been in high school for 5 years, kind of like the Western Reserves of the world. But, I came off the bench in my first 2 games, and in my first game, I came out and got an assist, which was an unreal feeling. It was surreal. It was a great moment. My family was there. It was awesome, and I kept constantly coming off the bench and creating chances, which was new. And then my second year, too, they relied on me more in the midfield, which was new. In the first year, they only had me on the wing and forward, so basically just run and win headers. Yeah. That was my job. And then second year, I was able to finally use a little bit of my technical aspect and play through the middle and play balls and be an option up front to kind of dictate where the ball was going and at what speed. So it's slow, and it's kind of increasing my numbers a little bit, and I got a couple of starts this past year. I'm really hoping to kind of break into the starting lineup going into preseason and stuff like that, so I'm really excited to see what it has for me.
As you prepare for this year, what's kind of the training routine you've adopted, and how do you hope to gain that ground and secure a starting spot? What have you been doing?
My training routine this year was 100% different than the past couple of years. My first year, I just thought, if I go to Open Soccer's every single day and run before or after, I'll be fine. That was totally different. My second year, I went up to Cleveland a lot, did a lot of strength training, did a lot of technical work with coaches. I would be up there for 6 hours a day. I would go to a training session in the morning, sleep in the car for like an hour, and then go to another training session for another 2.5 hours. It was almost like 3 or 4 days a week kind of thing. And then this year, I got an internship in Chicago. I got to play for a semi-pro team, which was unbelievable. Those guys are on a whole different level. You want to talk about college, talk about semi-pro. Those guys are trying to break into the MLS, and they're all business. It's crazy. But that definitely brought my technical game up. It slowed my play a lot. It's taught me to see the field more so. But it got me in really good shape. And now I'm just home and I'm helping out with the high school guys, but I run every day. I do technical work for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. It's pretty routine, but it's something that I'm very committed to and something I don't take for granted the free time that I have. Because I know if I do, there's somebody else on my team that's going to try and take advantage of that time and try and take me down on roster spot, and I'm really committed this year to kind of breaking that.
Talk a little bit about your internship here in Chicago. How did you land that role?
The Career Center at our school is amazing. They have so many alumni throughout the country that allow us to intern them for long periods of time. This one was like a month and a half, and it was with an orthopedic surgeon. I did a lot of cortisone injections. I did a lot of note-taking during their clinicals. I did a lot of picture-taking during their surgeries and stuff like that. It was insane because it was something I really wanted to do, and when you hear about it, it's completely different than seeing it. When I first came in, they were like, "Oh, don't pass out" and stuff like that. And I mean, they were serious, but when I saw it, I was never grossed out. I was always amazed by everything that you saw, and every single person is different in the way that you treat them, and every single person is different in how they recover. And it was really cool and really a amazing experience to see how you approach different patients, how you approach different situations and scenarios. And I mean, it's kind of a given that that's how it is, but you don't ever get to see it in person. If you're a patient, you see it as how he treats you. That's how he treats everybody else. It's completely different for whoever the patient is.
So talk a bit about your studies at Denison. What are you studying, and then what are your hopes and dreams? I know every soccer player in college would love to play professionally, but realistically, what do you see down the road?
As of now, my major is it's health, exercise, and sports science with a focus in pre-PA. I might change that. I'm thinking about changing it to pre-med and going straight into med school for orthopedics, but it's kind of a questionable tug and pull between which one I want to do. So as of now, I'm unsure of which route I'm going. But study-wise, it's gonna come down to basically what's available at that time, because I'm gonna try for both MCAT and then for the GRE. But I've always wanted to play professionally. I don't care if it's semi-pro or if it's in the USL. It's professionally. It's something that every soccer player in the world wants to experience at one point. But realistically, the build that I am and I'm like in the middle. It's different when you're in high school and college. If you're at the top, there's someone that's just that much better than you. But I've thought about going to the Combine, USL Combine, MLS Combines. They're all available spots out there, and they're all teams that need players to come in during their off seasons and add numbers and stuff like that. And I've given that a lot of thought. I've thought about it, and the semi-pro team wants me back next year. And I've talked to the manager as well, and he said that they'd be willing to let me come in on first team practices, not ever to play, which is fine with me. But he definitely wants me to just be a part of their numbers and kind of see their training process and see how the whole MLS and USL program works. And so I'm really excited for that. The options that I have are abundant, and I couldn't be more excited for both routes. Both of them are going to lead to exciting stories to tell people, exciting experiences to share with others, and just an amazing experience overall to say that I tried.
Yeah.
And I mean, school-wise, that's my career. Never been more excited to start a career in my life after this summer. I don't think soccer's a career for me. It's definitely something I love, but it's not something that I think will be what brings home the bacon.
Yeah. You've played soccer for as long as I can remember, and it's always been a part of your life. What do you feel you've learned from soccer that you can apply to the real world, and the skills you've learned in soccer and the things you've gone through? How does that apply to real life?
Not dwelling. I mean, we came from that Hiland team that kind of broke that little streak of, falling behind on that regional road. Mm-hmm. I mean, for a year, I can remember just being so aggravated by that. And you know what? Things happen. It was a great team. It was a great run. We had great time together. And it's not something I need to dwell about. It's something that I taught the other teams behind us not to do. And they took a lot of what we did and changed it into things that they could fix. Granted, we still haven't gotten past that route, but that's not because that nobody's capable of. Unfortunately, this year was just dumb luck.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't change that. And there's no reason to look back on the mistakes you made, because in the time that you're looking back, someone's looking forward and about to pass you. And I applied that to school. I sit there and look, if I got a grade that I thought I should have gotten better on, I can't look back at it. I just got to learn from the mistake that I made, and I just got to improve upon it. And I feel like in soccer, just in the game too, if you dwell, you're going to fall behind, further and further behind, and you're going to let your team down. And I don't want to let myself down. I don't want to let my team down. It's something that I've learned and held true to my own.
Yeah, good. Well, Brandon, we wish you the best of luck in Denison, and we hope you guys have a sensational season this year. And you know, obviously we'll continue to follow you along here in your career, and it's always fun to see our area athletes go out and succeed. And you certainly have followed in a long line of others who've done so as well. So we wish you the best.
All right, thank you so much.
Once again, we want to thank Hummel Group Insurance and Wealth Management for sponsoring us today. And for OhioSportsTicket.com, I'm Dave Mast.